Time now for everyone's favorite segment of the week. It is time.
It's time for a good old-fashioned Q&A, MMA fans.
Gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, the moment has arrived to hear from the man himself, Ariel Helwani.
That is me.
Live from the Vox Studios in beautiful New York City, it's On the Nose.
Oh, Alec Burke signed with the Heat?
To answer your questions,
Come
get out of your seats
that
and
traitor?
speech because
Yeah, what the fuck is that?
Ariel Helwani.
What? That's disappointing. Everyone's signing our guys. First Hartenstein. I feel like Leon Rose is cooking. He's cooking. Something. He's got something up his sleeve. For sure. By the way, Frank, you big massage guy?
No problem, mate, yeah?
My back has been killing me lately.
Oh, wait. No. You were asking me if I'm into massage.
Yes.
And telling me that you could use a massage.
What?
Is that what you're asking if I want to give you a massage?
No, but I just wanted to tell you that my back has been killing me, and I finally succumbed yesterday based off the recommendation of someone that I trust very much. And I got a massage, but the place that I called, it was kind of last minute. They only had a 25-minute massage. That was all they had. This was the biggest, this was like taking a sip of like the greatest drink of all time, and that's it. You only get a sip.
Was this a sports medicine place or like a hippity-dippity place?
So, such a great question. When I walked in, it was a little hibbity or dibbity, but
full of riz.
Yeah, but clearly the therapist, the massage therapist, knew what she was doing and was some kind of athlete, because I told her about my problems, my back, and right over here, whatever part of the body this is. And 25 minutes, she's like, I know exactly what's wrong with you, but I need like 80 minutes.
And all my acupuncture needles, stand by.
No acupuncture. I did that once for a good stretch of time, like maybe 8 months, and it was awful. I hated it. But point is, I'm so excited for next week when I get this 80-minute, because I actually have a patch, a huge heated patch on my lower back right now that's making it feel a little bit better. But I've been in so much pain where like I can't bend down, I can't sleep well. And it was such a great feeling to get this 25-minute massage. And so she asked me, like, when's the last time you got a massage? I honestly can't remember. I've actually been anti-massage because I don't like, the oil touching me, just like you're sitting there. Like, what are you doing? It's boring. It was fantastic. What? Yeah.
This is a terrible take.
No.
I can't believe that.
Listen.
You also said as you were leading up to it, you were like, I finally succumbed to getting a massage.
Yes.
It's some sort of punishment. No, this is luxury. This is as good as it gets here.
What do you do? Like you're laying there and you're I can't wait till this is over.
This is my revelation. I'm telling you, I felt this way going in. Now I can't stop thinking about it, and I'm dying to have the second chapter of this massage. I'm dying to have
stoked for you. I'm stoked.
That's all
I'm
thinking about.
Massages are the greatest thing ever. Done by a real professional that knows exactly what they're doing. How fast did that 25 minutes go by?
That was the thing. I think it felt like I couldn't believe it was 25 minutes. I thought it was 60 seconds. And I was so upset.
It's incredible. It's incredible. I got one that was 75 minutes, and I swear I blinked my eyes and it was over. It was.
Yeah, so this next one is 80 minutes. And I'm like, 80 minutes. What am I going to be doing there? But no, she was telling me there's a problem here, there's a problem there, there's a problem with this. I'm like, oh man, this is very exciting. This is what happens when you get old.
You do nothing. That's what's great about it.
You just sit around.
Nothing.
Yeah.
I used to work for Panasonic.
Okay.
And they had a masseuse come in once a month to do 30 minutes. We would just alternate breaks. And
wow.
I've been looking for the masseuse here at Vox, and I yet to find it. But.
Oh, you didn't know? 50
when people say great benefits package.
Yeah.
That's what they mean. That is a great benefits package. Shout out Panasonic.
Yeah, until you go to the doctor and they're like, let's discuss your copay. It's like, damn it, I knew they'd give me something.
Yeah. Well, if you're like me and don't like the whole vibe, do yourself a favor. Go check it out. It's a great time. And of course, I said this to my wife afterwards, and she was like, yeah, of course. She gets them, not regularly, but, maybe once, twice a year. Actually, when we went on vacation in December, there was a whole problem with our room, and they gave us free massages, and I just gave it to her and her mom. I was like, nah, I can't be bothered with this.
Wow.
And now here I am.
Would you ever do a sensory deprivation tank.
What is that? The one where you like go underwater or something?
No, you float
You like
in the water.
float.
So I don't love
Like
water
body
as well.
temperature.
I
You don't
like,
even feel it.
But does it go in your ears?
Not if you put the earplugs in.
Yeah, I always have a weird thing with the ears. I get ear infections. I don't like the pressure. I don't know. Have you done it?
Oh yeah, several times.
Is it good?
Oh, it's amazing.
It's like a massage?
Up there with the massage.
Really? How long do you spend there?
An hour.
You're just floating for an hour.
You float. It's completely dark. All of your senses are deprived. It's the best thing.
And what is the feeling?
Complete zen.
Wow. Where do you
It's
do this
good
in
for
New York?
sports medicine as well. Yeah, you can do it all over New York.
Really?
There's a couple places in Brooklyn.
What are you, some kind of like Yuri Prochaska guy?
The float
coming!
Man, Frank has really upped the repertoire here.
What the fuck is that?
You've used that one a couple times today. Like,
Okay.
Wow, he's already bored of it.
no, I mean, I'm just saying. I thought we had a whole catalog. There we go. Well, anyway, I wanted to get that off my chest. Okay, let's get to the questions, shall we? Jax GT, good afternoon, Helwani. It's very hard to put into words the level of hype that I felt on Saturday night watching Dan Ige walk into the cage. I almost had tears in my eyes because I could only imagine the feelings he was feeling and then how his team just banded together. And then after hearing Eric Nixick's timeline breakdown of the entire day and all the behind the scenes of it all, it was absolutely incredible. Some humans truly live for this shit, and I'm so happy I get to be a fan and witness all these incredible human stories. P.S. From January of 2023 to today, in pretty much all of sports, but for this show's sake, combat sports feels very reminiscent of the way 2015, 2017 felt with the McGregor era and all the rest. Thank you for covering it all and bringing us these access to most of it, if not all. Shout out. Thank you. Yeah, man, like, I was thinking about it when Eric Nixick was talking. I wish we all had an Eric Nixick in our lives, right? Like a guy who's just down for whatever. Like call him up. Yo, I'm going to battle. Can you be ready in 30? Can you get my cup? Can you go pick up the rest of the team and meet me there? Like that's an incredible thing. And shout out to him on the release of his new podcast, Verse Us, with Randall, aka Randy. I think it's Randy Randall, formerly of the UFC social team, now works for himself. So that's pretty cool. And I think they've dropped already 2 episodes. Eric Nixick's the man. And I loved the breakdown of it all. I loved how he told the story. I loved the idea. I loved how Danny Gay, who like I said to Eric, is, not the most outspoken, brash fighter, soft-spoken, I would describe him as, like was walking in there like a freaking G, black shirt, chain, and just going to battle. 2 hours ago, he's in his house doing whatever, getting a massage, actually. Maybe that's why I thought of it, to be honest with you. If Dan Ige could get a massage and go to battle like that, so can I. And yeah, I just loved everything about it. I really did. and Jax is right. These people are they're such unique and incredible and inspiring human beings. And we are lucky to be watching them and following them and, covering them. Matt from SD. Happy Independence Day Eve to the boys and the Ariel. Thank you. Quick weight class. Yeah. Quick weight class question. As 155 pounds has been one of the deepest for some time, and 135 being a close second, are we ready to start including 185 in this conversation? I think it's important to recognize fighters outside of the top 15 for this. And with guys like Bo and Ikram, there's certainly a lot of killers coming up at middleweight. Happy belated Canada Day, Ariel. Keep putting smiles on all our faces. Thank you. 185? So we've already established that 35 and 55 are the 2 deepest. Is 185 next? Here's the top 10 at 185. DDP, Champ, Strickland, Izzy, Whitaker, Imavov, Cannonier, Vittori, Allen, Costa, Hermanson, Dolice. I don't know. Here's the top 10 at 170. Edwards, Usman, Bilal, Shavkat, Colby, JDM, Gilbert, Gary, Brady, Wonderboy, Neil. I think that's a deeper top 10. You guys agree? I mean, 45. Topuria, Volk, Holloway, Ortega, Yair, Movsar, Arnold, Emmett, Sterling, Cater, Giga. I think that's arguably deeper as well. So no, I don't agree. Do you guys agree with Matt from SD?
No.
No.
Sorry, Matt.
No, it's okay. Alex Moreno. My boy Ariel, hope you had an amazing Canada Day. I'm sure the Six God liking your comment on IG made it one to remember. Did he really? Wow. Drake, and I'll always be a Drake guy. I'm sorry. Okay? I am sorry. Drake.
What was the comment?
Okay, so I'll tell you a bit of a story. In the 90s, as you may know, being a Canadian wasn't the coolest thing in the world. And what I mean by that was, like, we weren't cool as a country. The Raptors weren't cool. The Grizzlies weren't cool. Like, we were the hockey country. And certainly when it comes to hip hop, we weren't cool. Now, a lot has happened since then, namely Drake, The Weeknd, etc. The Raptors winning the championship, all that, Vince Carter, blah, blah, blah. We've become a lot cooler as a country. But in the 90s, Canadian hip hop, which I loved, Maestro Fresh West was kind of a pioneer in the early 90s, but mid to late 90s, there was a group of rappers that started to make Canadian hip hop really cool. Cardinal Official, Chaclair, those were some of them. And they banded together to record a song called Northern Touch. And it was all the Canadian rappers, mainly from Toronto and Vancouver, T-Dot and Van City, as they called it, came together to put out this anthem called Northern Touch. And it was incredible. And when it came out, everyone loved it. I went to an outdoor concert in Montreal in the summer, I think, of 98, and I saw them play it, and it was incredible. Our version of MTV was called Much Music, and when that music video would come on, it was amazing. Like, you stopped and listened to it. Till this day, I listen to it all the time. It was the song that I chose for the post on Monday for Canada Day because it was, to me, like, that is Canadian hip-hop, Northern Touch. We notorious. Ain't nobody can bang with us. Rascals, checkmate, Cardinal and thrust. Chaclair coming down with the Northern Touch. Anyway, Drake, on his Instagram, posted a story of him singing it. And I was like, oh, this is incredible. Drake, obviously he is who he is, singing Northern Touch. I never heard that before. And then he posted something. Okay, he posted a video 2 days ago. This is the video, and he's singing it. Rascals, checkmate, caught it now. And I was like, wow, that's how I saw it. It was in the carousel. So one of the lines from the song is, I like chillin', Monday Night Raw watching, me and Danny Yo at the Sky Dome when it's in town. And back in the night, it's like, wow, they mentioned Monday Night Raw. And so I wrote that in the post. I like chillin', Monday Night Raw watching, me and Danny. And so I guess, now I'm looking at it, 274 likes and liked by the author. Shout out. Yeah. Drizzy, we still got love, all right? I know it's cool for everyone to shit on Drake and to be Kendrick, not like us, not like us. No. Yesterday, by the way, Spencer, my guy, with the video of Plinio Cruz, amazing video. The edit was incredible. I still don't know how this guy, the dude who does the videos for my Instagram, Spencer, legend, does them all on his phone. I don't know how this is possible. Anyway, incredible edit. He had the Not Like Us song. I was like, I'm sorry, I can't. Drake's my guy. Until proven otherwise, he is my guy. And it says here, liked by author. 274 likes. What do you guys have to say about that? Any questions? Any comments?
Yeah, I have to give you some credit. I was gonna come for you, but as I'm seeing here, I mean, I don't see many other ones that say liked by author. I don't see any.
Can you see any of them? Like,
I see he responded to one person, but other than that,
oh, here,
yeah, normally it says they liked by author.
Yo,
yeah, a lot of love there.
That would be. I mean, he's rocking the Canada Toronto Raptors shirt. That's a bucket list interview for me. I'm not gonna lie. From the crib and then T-Dot in the 6, I'll fly up for that. You have to admit, it's in vogue now to be anti-Drake, right?
Yeah, to shit on Drake for sure.
Where do you
Drake though?
What's up?
Where do I lie?
Where do you stand? Where do you stand?
Where do I stand on what?
On the whole beef.
shitting on Drake.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think he lost the beef to Kendrick. Like, if you were making it like a sporting event, like, did he win or did he lose all the raps that they were putting out? He lost. I don't think many people are going to argue that. But I mean, I still like Drake. I mean, I've been listening to Drake for 15 years.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm still going to listen to him. It's okay. I mean, when him and Meek Mill went at it in 2016, I like Meek Mill. I still listen to Meek Mill. But I mean, Drake clearly won that one.
I'm loyal. All right. Unless you give me like a real, like, moral, ethical reason not to like you, I'm backing him. I'm backing him.
I don't know. I feel like you were kind of leaning Kendrick until he liked your comment.
Are you crazy?
I was totally on that same wavelength.
What are you talking?
Yeah. You picked up on that, Frankie?
I said, fuck off.
He was like, "What's the best Kendrick album to start with?" I was like, "Oh, let me tell you Scam," and then
listen.
We were talking about something, and you were like, "Yeah, man, they're not like us," and I was like,
"Nah,
is that a
this
Kendrick
is
reference?"
By the way, this is crazy. I felt some sort of way when I saw LeBron out there at that concert. I even asked how Torontonians felt about DeMar DeRozan up there. And they're like, "Oh, he's from Compton First." I get that, but isn't he friends with Drake? Like, I've definitely seen DeRozan and Drake together.
LeBron switched up hard.
What's up?
LeBron switched up hard.
Yeah.
Him and Drake are like boys. Like,
how could he?
Like, I mean, he's come on the shop. Like, they go way back.
If you're a Drake, do you cut LeBron out of your life after that?
I mean, you at least have to have a conversation.
That is, and by the way, guess who wasn't there? KD. Guess who was at the crib on Canada Day? K Dizzle. Yeah.
Weston Road flows.
Whatever that means.
Oh, come on, man.
What does that mean?
You got the shout out in that song.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know. I felt some sort of way.
He's already dead.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
You've really been putting in work, Frank.
Yeah.
We've got like 15 new audio drops. I love it.
What would you say? What would you say, Frank, Drake's reaction would be if he saw the clip of LeBron? Next day he wakes up and LeBron's out there singing and dancing to Not Like Us.
It.
Yeah. What do you think?
What the fuck is that?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right. That's exactly it. That's right. 100%. Anyway, I don't know how we got down this. The Six God. Yeah. I didn't even finish
real
the question.
Quick.
Yeah.
I thought this was funny. Nikisa comes into the control room to check audio while you're talking about steaks.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like,
this is a crazy
what are they
take.
talking about? And then we explain it, and he's like, how'd they get there? And I was like, look, this is how it's tough journalism here. The first question is, how do you like your steak?
No,
so I was fully expecting you to do that. But it was the first time I've seen someone react that way. We're like, all right, what's going on? When they walk right in the middle of it.
Yeah. We told Nikisa that Frank is a Serrano stan and also a Jake stan. And yes, I do believe he invited you to Tampa, but it was more of like, come on out. It wasn't a, hey, here's a plane ticket or anything like that, right?
I mean, he did text me. So.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. See you out there. Anyway, the rest of this question is, thank you, Alex, for telling me about that. With the 4th of July being tomorrow, I wanted to ask you and the crew, what are y'all's go-to activities for the day? Thanks for making Mondays and Wednesdays the best days of the week. I don't really have, and I'll just go first very quickly because obviously I've been here the least amount of time and I haven't spent as many summers, obviously, as you guys here. It used to be a tradition for us to go to a local spot near our house and watch the fireworks on July 4th. But unfortunately, my boys are now in sleepaway camp and we don't do that anymore. They're all grown up. And so maybe we go to the beach and just take it easy. What about you guys? Frank, what do you do on July 4th? What's your
Wait, what are you going to do this year? You said that's what you usually do, so now they're gone. What are you doing? What is your plan?
Probably go to the beach or something.
Okay.
But cool. Like if this was a thing, in fact, funny story for you, 2018, July 4th, my middle son, Walter, at the time is 4. My oldest son is 6. And so we snuck out because the 4-year-old was clearly like getting tired. And you know, you have to wait till it gets dark for the fireworks to pop off. And we went to a local baseball field and we watched it there. And then we went to get the car. And while I was in the parking lot trying to get out, and there's a massive traffic jam, that's when I got word that Max Holloway was withdrawing from the Brian Ortega fight, International Fight Week 2018. And so I'm in the midst of this thing, and like we're not moving, and my son is falling asleep, and we're all sweaty, and there's no, there's no end in sight. Like we're stuck. And then I finally confirm it, and then I get home, and I had just started at ESPN like 2 weeks prior, and I ran home and did a phoner for the 11 o'clock Sports Center, breaking this news that Holloway was out. It wasn't even like an on-air interview; it was just a phoner, and that was my first Sports Center appearance as an ESPN employee. My very first Sports Center appearance was when, the whole 199 thing happened. And that was weird, just going on to talk about myself as a non-employee, just as a subject. But that was my first one, so I'll always remember that. Anyway, what about you, Rick? What are you doing?
I'll probably go to Jones Beach at some point tomorrow. I live very close to Jones Beach, so the last couple of years, like we've just been able to see the fireworks from our backyard. But it's it's very nice. Jones Beach has a good tradition of July 4th stuff going on, so I think I'll head over there tomorrow.
What about you, GC?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter where I'm at. You got to start the day off with the hot dog eating contest at noon. I mean, that's a yearly must. And I'm gonna have to eat a hot dog myself, probably more than one. Get near a body of water, whether it's a pool, a lake, an ocean. Got to do that. Hopefully do some grilling. That's how you cook the hot dog. And then go and watch fireworks, which are typically going to start at 7, 8, 9, 10, whenever it gets dark. And then you come back and you do fireworks of your own.
Damn.
And that's pretty much what July 4th. I mean, you gotta celebrate the holiday. It's not just Thanksgiving and Christmas I'm big on. I mean, you gotta go hard. Wear something tacky, that's red, white, and blue, whether it's just like the classic Old Navy shirt or you're just going top to bottom with the stars and stripes. You gotta go all out, man.
I love it. And is it okay to have like a veggie dog? Or are you one that looks down on those people?
No, man. Whatever you want to do. I personally, myself, am not going to do that. But like Andre Fili said, why would I care about what you're eating?
Hell yeah.
Do you, man?
Hell yeah.
Do you?
And by the way, since we just brought it up, who are you picking for the hot dog eating?
Well, that's actually a great question that you just asked about the veggie dogs. Because Joey Chestnut won't be in the competition this year because he wanted to use a brand that wasn't Nathan's Hot Dogs. It's obviously the Nathan's Hot Dog Eating Contest, so they said no. So now he's going to battle against y'all's boy Kobayashi in like a one-on-one thing Labor Day weekend.
Yeah.
So he's out. So the door is wide open for the first time in a decade, longer than a decade, for someone else to get a victory. So my pick is going to be the man who has been runner-up to him 3 years in a row, Jeffrey Esper, repping the Northeast. He's a Massachusetts guy. Got to support the Northeastern man. 3 times in a row, this man has had to watch Joey Chestnut just blow him away. He's putting up these great performances. I believe it was 51 hot dogs just a couple years ago, but comes up like 25 hot dogs short to the greatness that is Joey Chestnut. This is his time. This is his moment. Maybe his only chance to ever get to hold the mustard belt. And I think he's going to capitalize on it. I was doing some tape study, was getting deep on it. His qualifier for the Nathan's Hot Dog Eating Contest took place at Lake Compounds. Shout out. I don't know if that rings a bell to you and Rick.
Sort of does.
Sure does.
Yearly picnic, baby. Shout out.
Oh, that's right.
Beautiful Bristol, Connecticut. That's where he knocked out his qualifier to get into the Nathan's Hot Dog Eating Contest. Took out 49.5 dogs. The secondary favorite in this one, I believe his name is Nick Wayrie. His career best is 47. So in qualifiers, he's doing better than this guy's career best. I get it. You want the story with Nick Wayrie and Mickey Sudo. They're the couple. They could become the power couple. She's like a minus 3,500 to win the women's. He could win the men's first time ever. A couple ends up holding the ketchup and mustard belts at the same time. But no, man, we're going to support our Northeastern man. Jeffrey Esper gets it done.
It does feel like the Chestnut Kobayashi showdown is much bigger. Like it's completely overshadowing this, right?
I think that's 100%. And I think even if they weren't doing that, the event is overshadowed by the fact that Joey Chestnut is not there. There will always be an asterisk next to this one. It's going to be the talk of the broadcast for the entire portion of it. So it's a bummer. I mean, you want to see an American hero, an American legend, and Joey Chestnut perform at the peak of his powers. But Jeffrey Esper, it's finally time to stop coming in second and get a hold of that belt.
It's a great breakdown. Thank you for it. I
appreciate that. Thank you.
I do like. I'm still confused as to why Chestnut is not competing because he got the Netflix deal. Was the original reason a BS excuse?
Oh,
like
no, I think it was definitely the dogs.
You think so?
Yeah, I think it was the dogs.
I feel if Netflix came with a boatload of cash and said we want you to do Kobayashi, he's going to say all right.
I don't think that was it.
You don't think so? You don't think one had anything to do with the other?
Oh yeah, he had Impossible Foods. Yeah, I think that maybe opened it up to Joey Chestnut being able to do the
By the way,
Netflix thing.
this is not new. This is literally what happened with Kobayashi. Like,
what happened? He didn't want to have Nathan's?
No, I forget what it was. He wanted to have some kind of branding or something. I forget the exact scenario, but it was something against the regulations of what the people who host Nathan's Famous wanted, and that was it. Couldn't do it.
So is Joey Chestnut like a vegetarian now? What's going on?
No, I think he probably just got a boatload of money. He definitely is not a vegetarian. I think I saw him suck down like 87 oysters in 6 minutes the other day. And now I'm looking back at myself in just disgust right now. I attended the Nathan's Hot Dog Eating Contest in 2022, got a t-shirt. Not wearing it today is
that's crazy.
Maybe just my biggest faux pas in the history of this program.
That is crazy.
So Kobayashi in 2010, Major League Eating banned him from the event over a contractual dispute. They wanted him to be exclusive to MLE, which sanctioned the Nathan's.
Okay, well that I understand, but it's not like he was saying like I don't want to eat a certain type of hot dog. That sounds crazy.
Well, Joey Chestnut is doing a deal outside of what their parameters allow for, right? He's doing.
He had already signed the endorsement deal.
Yeah, with a non-Nathan's hot dog, and. No good.
And they said you either get this, we continue this deal, and you're allowed to eat the Impossible Dogs at the hot dog eating contest, or we end the deal and you can do the hot dog eating contest.
That's
and
crazy.
Money talks. Money talks.
Do you guys think this will be addressed on the broadcast tomorrow?
Hell no.
Yes.
Oh,
no. What?
Wow.
Oh, I think they're gonna spend quite a bit of time.
So it's interesting, right? Like if this was a UFC broadcast, this would be swept under the rug. It's like Francis Ngannou wasn't talked about when Jon Jones fought Cyril Gane. But I did see that, to me, one of the best sports journalists of our generation, Jeremy Schaap, is a part of the broadcast. If he's involved, I have to think that they're going to talk about it.
I think they're going to have like an E60 breakdown on it. Are you kidding me? This is like if it was Michael Chandler versus Conor McGregor, but instead of Conor McGregor showing up, it's just some Joe Schmo off the street.
No, because you still have Conor. That's the problem. In this scenario, you've lost Conor.
I'm sorry. That's what I'm saying. I'm sorry. I got that mixed up. It's like Chandler, McGregor, and it's now Michael Chandler versus Joe Schmo off the street, and then being like, "Yep, nothing new here. Nothing's different. We don't know what changed."
You can't draw attention to this being a consolation prize trophy, and the fact that the best guy is not there. You can't do it.
The only attention that it'll get anyone that throws on ESPN is going to be like, "Where's Joey Chestnut?"
I think you have to.
You have to.
No good for the pro.
That means that you like the fact that the UFC isn't as.
I'm not saying I like or dislike. This is not my personal preference. I'm putting myself in the mind.
If you were producing the event,
yeah, we're not talking about him.
Wow.
Oh, you have to. You have to. This is crazy.
Not even a mention.
Yeah, this
not
is
even
crazy.
a mention
of why he's not there. Of why the greatest of Michael Jordan.
I'm not diminishing my product.
Major League Eating.
Crazy.
No.
How does it diminish it? You have to
because it lets you know unequivocally that my guy who's about to be holding that, what is it? You said mustard or ketchup belt is not the guy.
Everyone knows. ESPN is.
Yeah, then you don't need to remind them. If they already know, they know. They don't need to hear it from me.
No,
good.
They're talking.
They know. Then they don't need to hear it from me.
I like them covering it as a real sporting event.
No,
and if the
now you're
and if the big dog isn't there,
real sport.
If the big dog isn't there, then we gotta talk about it.
This is defamation from you, Rick.
This is crazy. This is crazy. You guys are sinking the
insanity.
promotion. You guys want it to just go into the toilet.
Dude, I just made you the biggest pitch for why Jeffrey Esper is about to finish his hero arc. I can promote this all day long.
Yeah.
Mickey Sudo, Nick Wayrie becoming the first power couple of Major League Eating.
Chestnut and
Mustard and
Kobayashi are
ketchup
doing
belt
something
at the
else.
same time.
They got other plans.
That's Labor Day. We'll worry about that on Labor Day. Don't worry.
Not relevant. It's missing the star.
By the way, the Netflix event is sort of like the affliction to the UFC's, July 4th. Like here they are just paying a boatload to get.
Oh, this is like it's more like the Super Bowl too. The great.
No, but I mean, like they're disrupting it, right? And they're taking away these guys for this one-off event.
Sure.
Which Andrei Arlovsky was a part of. Okay, let's keep it rolling here. Aesop, happy 4th of July, Ariel and Parlay boys. Question: why do you think Dana is so adamant on keeping Jon Jones as number one? I'm not really sure. Maybe because he thinks that. Well, maybe he just thinks it. I would argue that he is confusing greatest of all time and current pound for pound best. And maybe it's all a way to promote the last one or two fights. Go all in, promote him as the man, gets people talking about him. I don't think it's necessary. I think you've missed two opportunities to really put over Islam and Alex Pereira focusing on this stuff. I think when he gets into that argument with Ioli, it's hard to listen to because he's just yelling and he's, Ioli pushed back a little bit. He could have pushed back in the argument. He is like, well, he's not active. He's like, well, he got hurt. And so what? That actually does kind of disqualify you from the competition. The bottom line is Jon Jones is the greatest of all time. And if you are someone who says the greatest of all time can't be someone who popped for steroids, he's not. But if everything is allowed, he's the greatest of all time. He has the best resume. He's never been beaten. He's never been knocked out, blah, 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 blah. It is also a fact that he has only fought once since February of 2020. Once. And it was for a couple of minutes, and he moved up and he beat Ciryl Gane, who is not the best heavyweight at the time. Dana keeps saying that. That was Francis Ngannou. He left the company a couple months prior. And so once, and by the time this fight happens in November, God willing, it will be once between February 2020 and November 2024. Almost 5 years, one fight. How could that be? Part of being the best right now is activity. You can't just sit on it. Once. Guys like Pereira has fought 9 times since 2021. Since 2021, since November of 2021, almost 2 years after Jones-Reyes, Alex Pereira has fought 9 times and won a title in 2 different weight classes, which is a point that Dana brings up, the 2 different weight classes thing. And he beat the best at 85, and he beat the best at 205, the champion who got injured and gave up his title. To me, it's Pereira or Islam. Number 3 is Leon Edwards, and number 4 is Jon Jones. And you could start to make a case for others. If he doesn't fight in November, then I don't know what to say. And again, one should have nothing to do with the other. Current best is not the same as all-time best. And I think he's doing this to promote him and to get people talking about him and one last push because he is a big draw. And that fight is going to be huge. GC over RC. Howdy, AJ. Not sure if you guys saw Mighty Mouse's interview with Nate Diaz, but Nate said before the Anthony Pettis fight, he smoked a blunt, then went to the arena. I find it hilarious that while Nate Diaz was smoking a blunt, Pettis was getting drug tested and ended up cutting his thumb in the process. Happy 4th to you and the crew. I saw that they did the interview. I did not see the actual interview, but Mighty Mouse is killing it, man. It's great to see him. It's great to see him. It's great to see him doing his thing. It's great to see him. It's just great. It's great to see how much love and respect that he's getting. And I just, I love, this is a guy who deserved all that love and respect a long, long time ago. And it's cool to see what he's become and how much, like he puts everything into that YouTube channel. You could tell, like he doesn't go half-ass on anything. So now it's jiu-jitsu. He loves it. He's passionate about it. I love people that are passionate and they pour everything into something. And the quality of his channel is great. Our friend Michael Wansover is helping him. And it's cool to see an athlete now turn into a content creator and a journalist. Like what he's doing there is interviewing someone for an hour plus and, doing his research and asking questions. That's journalism. It's a form of journalism. And it's not easy for athletes who have been on the other side of the questions their entire career to now put their ego aside and be the one asking questions. I've always said, I think one of the best to ever do that is Stone Cold Steve Austin. His podcast was great. He would research, he would ask great follow-ups, he would listen. And DJs in that sort of in my opinion, he's in that same bracket. Hut, Ariel, I assume you are familiar with the series Hot Ones. I often hear the compliments from the guests on Sean Evans' interview questions and style. Just curious your thoughts on him as an interviewer and who in the crew, including yourself, would be able to make it to the last wing. Who would quit first? Thanks, love the show. Someone wanted to jump in there.
Yeah, I would absolutely destroy Hot Ones.
I think you would
quit first.
I think I would quit potentially first.
I would put Conan O'Brien to shame. That's how nasty I would get on Hot Ones.
What, is he the all-time best?
Yeah, he's probably the best to ever do it.
Doctor with him.
Well, what's that?
He had a fake doctor with him, but more than that, like he was doing a gimmick where he pretended that the wings were not hot at all and successfully did it, even though it was clearly like burning him. It was an all-time performance. Truly special.
Greatest ever.
Yeah.
Gordon Ramsay was pretty good too.
Yeah. There's some classic. What a great show.
Oh, there's so many good episodes. There's no doubt I'm making it through it. I don't know how bad it's going to hurt, but if I got up there, I'm making it through it.
It's not the spice that bothers me. It's like the performance and the spice at the same time. Like, nah.
Yeah, you know what? My interview would be pretty boring, so I'd just be focused on the wings.
Here's my biggest problem. I can't drink milk while eating wings, so I feel like...
Even your oat milk?
They'll give you something else. I think they could probably find a thing for you.
You could do cauliflower bites instead of wings.
Nice.
Wait, what? Oh.
Can you have cauliflower milk?
Is that the same? Like, do people do that?
No.
Some people do. Yeah, cauliflower.
No, there's a couple people that do the meat alternatives.
Yeah, the alternative.
Is there anything that can work the same as wings?
Yeah, like a alternative meat.
No. Sorry, not wings, milk.
Yeah. I mean, there's base. It's because it's basic, and yeah, there's other basic things that you could do.
Okay, sand is a good one. You just pack your mouth full of sand.
Why couldn't you eat milk and wings at the same time? Stomach?
No, I don't have milk with meat.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a kosher thing.
Is there? I'm just genuinely curious. Is there like a rule book that describes all these things, or is there certain?
It's not a rule book, but if you want to know the reason why people who observe this don't have milk and meat, it's because it is said that you should not mix life with death.
Oh,
and so milk is life and the meat is death. Do you understand what I mean? And so most people will wait an hour. So you can have a glass of milk and then an hour later have the meat. If for the very religious, you can have meat. You can have meat and then have to wait 6 hours to have milk. So that's why some people, like my dad, is big into this, and so like if he wants to have a certain type of dessert, he's not going to have meat because he'll want to have this dairy dessert type of thing.
Planning ahead,
yeah. Smart. Regarding the questions and the interview style, is this a controversial statement? I don't watch it as much as you guys. I have a tremendous amount of respect for what they built and all the stuff that Complex does, the sneaker shopping and whatnot. Is this a fair criticism? You guys tell me. I think the questions are great. I think it's a compelling watch. I think the idea of, blending the two, the spicy wings and and then asking, hard hitting, provocative questions, whatever, is brilliant. I'm not a huge fan of the delivery because it feels like the questions are pre-written and being read off a paper. And that, as someone who's a snob when it comes to this, is a bit of a turnoff. Is that fair or unfair?
I think that's fair. He has a very pre-thought delivery. It does not seem off the cuff.
Yeah.
But I can give grace to the fact that he is part of the team creating the questions and the show, and the fact that he is then consuming the wings and has to kind of maybe stick a little more to a script because of how easy it would be to lose your thought as you're consuming wings of death. So I think it's fair, but I understand also why you'd want to kind of stick to a format in that way. But yes, the delivery can be clunky.
It's also not really like a conversational type thing. Like it's almost just like with each new wing, you're getting a new question, and then you just sort of let the person like wallow in the heat and the question that you just asked. So like I almost feel as if it's better scripted like that.
Yeah, that's a good point. There's not like a lot of back and forth most of the time.
Yeah.
It's really just like, here it is. You answer it while you're trying to survive.
Exactly.
And then we'll move on to the next one.
Is the appeal more the reaction to the hot wings as opposed to the answers to the questions?
I'd say the best. Yeah, the best are when they both hit, right? When they're either dying or succeeding.
Out, yeah.
Or they're giving these prolific, like beautiful, eloquent answers while they have wing sauce all over their faces and they're trying not to rub their eyes. I mean, the concept is brilliant.
Is there an all-time best interview that you would suggest?
Yeah, that's an interesting one. There's been some really good ones.
There's I mean, the Gordon Ramsay one is great. The Conan O'Brien one is great. The Shaquille O'Neal one is good. I mean, they've done, Tony Hawk does a great one where he did like the world's hottest chip challenge with him. That's another great one. They've done so many episodes at this point.
One of the most fascinating interview ones in my recent memory, but not necessarily because of the wing aspect of it, was probably Florence Pugh. I thought she was quite an interesting person and had some good answers for what she was asked. But it's a prolific series. It's truly incredible.
Is that PEW?
No.
PUGH.
Oh, here it is.
POUGH.
No,
PUGH.
Yeah.
PUGH.
Of course. Yeah, I hope I'm not coming across as a hater. But,
no, I see. Hey, listen, I'm a fan of that series, and I understand exactly what you're saying. Like, the style is not necessarily. I'd almost not call it an interview. I'd almost call it more of like a Q&A format, right? It's really just like lob out. Connor astutely pointed it out. It's more like lob it out. You try and get through this while you're trying to survive here, and then we just move on to the next one. It's not a lot of back and forth.
All right. Ryan, hey Ariel, do you still believe Conor versus Chandler could happen in August, September, or do you think he gets pushed to December? Had tickets for 303, got refunded, and trying to reschedule. I'm not going to say definitively, but I feel like it's looking less and less likely, and I can just kind of read the tea leaves and foresee a December push. As of right now, I think they don't want to create a new date, and everything is just kind of perfect as it is. And I could just kind of feel by the way Dana's answering these questions. I'm not talking about Conor until he's 100%, all that stuff. It just feels like an inevitability. But let's see. Hut, Ariel, DDP and Izzy had a pretty intense face-off at the press conference yesterday. They were both frozen like Elsa, just staring at each other. What do you take away from the face-off? Press conference didn't give us much. Love the show. Respect your Riz. Great crew. We spoke about the presser earlier. I thought it was great. I didn't mind that at all. I think Kai Kara France versus Steve Ursic's a great fight. Obviously, the Manel Cape and KKF beef was a fun one, and we thought we were going to get that. I thought they were both in good form. I thought the back and forth was good. I thought the face-off was great. Everyone's talking about it. I thought the aftermath stuff that we showed was great, so I loved it. I actually was like, is this going to go down an uncomfortable path? And it didn't. I enjoyed it. Danny, hey, Ariel and crew, longtime listener, first-time inquirer. I have seen a lot of tweets from Chandler and McGregor teasing new matchups, not to mention the Diamond has now entered the chat. Do you think it is more likely that they scrap the McGregor-Chandler fight and move in a different direction, or is there still hope for the original matchup? P.S. I am one of those rare audio-only listeners. I am a high school math teacher with 3 young kids, so usually only find time to listen while driving or exercising. I do see the odd clip on Instagram, but mainly consume on the go. Love what you do. Keep up the great work. Hey, Danny. Thank you. Appreciate it very much. I still think the plan is McGregor-Chandler. It does seem like Dustin is getting antsy, though. He's getting that itch, and he does have to recover the knee, the nose, but I think we all kind of suspected that, right? I think we all kind of had a feeling he wasn't quite done. But yeah, McGregor-Chandler for now. Miguel from Mexico. Hey, Ariel and crew. This one's for GC. Have you considered training jiu-jitsu or any other martial art now that you're so immersed in MMA? P.S. I'm Mexican and Spanish is my first language. Just wanted to let you guys know that, unfortunately, Diego Lopez's translator, Jacob, does a pretty poor job with his interviews. Don't know the guy or anything, but I think it's a shame the way Diego's answers got lost in translation. That's a bummer. I don't think he's a pro interpreter. I think he works for Iridium. And so maybe next time we can mention that. Anyway, back to GC. Martial arts. You into it?
Yeah, I've considered it. I just haven't gone and taken a lesson or anything. I've done boxing and stuff, but not like actual martial arts. I feel like one day I'm destined to get in there, but it's just all about pulling the trigger.
I would be curious to hear your thoughts and views on jiu-jitsu, your experience, because you're long, you got the long limbs. I think you would be good at it, and I think you would enjoy it. I also think you would enjoy Muay Thai.
Yeah.
So
what makes you say that?
The same reason.
Going to Thailand?
Well, no, you don't have to go to Thailand for that. I mean,
So
that would
just
be
go
great.
on site for a month. Just
Sure, yeah.
going to Tiger Muay Thai.
I mean,
what did Izzy say? Staff infested training room at Tiger Muay Thai.
Yeah. Oh, yesterday, where he
DDP.
first met DDP. Yeah. No.
Have you ever thought about it, Rick?
I did jiu-jitsu for a little bit and planned to get back into it, but it's tough with the kids. But I'm considering putting them into it, and I think that'll be the easy path back into it myself. So.
Oh yes, that would be beautiful.
Yeah, I think the girls would be good to take it. So that might be my return to it.
We continue. Hi, Ariel from David. Why do you think Dana immediately shuts down the idea of adding McGregor Chandler to a card like the Sphere? We've talked about this. 2 title fights. Here's the bottom line. He's talked about $17 million already being invested into that card. Conor McGregor costs a lot of money. And so, let's just say he gets 20 million. Let's just say. It's an expensive ass card, So that one is, he's saying it's a one and done. It's an expensive card. And I think putting a Conor on there makes it a super expensive card. And so I think that they don't feel like it makes sense. It would be incredible. He's the one who deserves to be there. It's the one for us fans makes the most sense, but I just don't see it happening. Plus, on top of that, they don't like to have a title fight or 2 on the same card as a Conor fight because the pay-per-views are this high. You don't want to divide that pie among the champions who get pay-per-view points. As you can see, recently when he fights, there's no one else on the card that gets pay-per-view points. Something in the throat. Is that working, by the way, when I'm doing that?
No, actually. I didn't even know you were doing it.
Oh, so it is working.
I hear you clearing your throat.
Oh, so why am I?
I didn't know you were pushing the button. That's how much it's not working.
Wow, so the cough thing this whole time hasn't been working.
Yeah, I've just been thought you're doing an ASMR thing. Now it works. Or unless I feel like you're messing with me.
I swear, every time I've been doing that, I've been pressing this.
Okay. I still don't believe that you're not messing, because I heard the and you're saying that you've been pushing the button?
Yeah, the whole time.
Because now when you push the button, it's working great. Are you pushing it hard enough?
I mean, it cuts off. It cuts off my mic.
Interesting.
Matt Moe, which is worse, GC not having seen any of the Rocky movies or missing the entire Tatsuro Taira card?
I didn't miss the entire Tatsuro Taira card. I just missed the main card. Just watched the preliminaries for that one.
Tough crowd.
Still haven't seen any of the Rockies. I'm gonna get to it though. I'm gonna get to it. A little summer movie marathon. Rocky edition. Maybe get some Rocky Road ice cream.
Let's do it.
Let's just live it up.
Oh yeah, Rocky Road. Gabriel Cedeno. Hello, Ariel and crew. Quick one. Any insight on Khabib and his gym? Seems like there's a pending investigation. Thank you, a fan in Bakersfield, California, Gabriel. That's above my pay grade. I'm not touching that one. But I've seen the stuff, and I do not know what to make of it all, to be honest. Let's see how it plays out. Question for GC from Jalapeno Man. What do we think of Alexa Grasso's coaching on Tough this year?
Shout out to Jalapeno Man. I'm not in a position to give a fair assessment of Alexa Grasso's coaching on this season of The Ultimate Fighter.
I thought it was interesting that he specifically asked you the question.
Yeah, I think Tough Hang last year and just being so diehard, repping the blue every single week for Team McGregor. He thought I might have continued on to this year, but unfortunately, with the non-renewal of Tough Hang, it's been tough to try to sit down 10 o'clock every Tuesday evening and lock in to the green and black.
When it's supposed to culminate to a fight between the two coaches, and you haven't even gotten that closure yet.
Yeah. Exactly. No closure still. So yeah, I did see they went out. They went out on the town. Team Shevchenko went to the casino, and Team Grasso went to get massages or whatever.
Yeah, it's nice. I thought you were gonna set him up, Frank, for it's tough.
Yeah, I don't have that one yet.
I thought
it is tough.
What the fuck is that?
That's tough. That's our tough breakdown for season 32.
Adam, hello, Ariel. Happy belated Canada Day and early 4th of July. Thank you. Yes, my two countries coming together. With both Andrew Wiggins and Zach Edey pulling out of the Canadian Olympic team. Wiggins being held back by that scumbag of a team, the Golden State Warriors. Just kidding. Love them. They're great. But why aren't they letting him play? What's up with that? Edey, I understand. He just got drafted. I get it. Would be nice to have him. But we're going to be fine. What is your level of optimism around our chances? High. All right? It's medal or bust. I'll be happy with any. Gold, silver, bronze, I'm in. Can we still medal without two big pieces? Of course. We beat the USA in the bronze game. What was it? Without Jamal Murray. We're doing fine. We have a better team this year than last year. And we've already established the US is going to be just a hodgepodge of parts. There's going to be no chemistry. It's going to be great. Also, huge shout out to Team Canada for advancing to the quarterfinals against Venezuela, the Copa America. Yes, representing CONCACAF. No Mexico, no USA. Who's there? The Voyageurs of Canada. We lost Tajon Buchanan. Unfortunate. I don't know how that happens in training, but nevertheless, we'll be okay. I hope we can take a break from Shabbos dinner to watch this Friday. I shall. I can't wait. At Jerry's World. Or Jerry World? What do they call it? AT&T Stadium. Oh, here's Ant Evans. 2 former UFC employees on the same show. Ariel, what are we to make from the juxtaposition of Hunter Campbell moving heaven and earth to make UFC pay-per-view co-mains between lunch and dinner on fight day, and Dana White saying, take turn, bitch slapping is going to be bigger than the UFC is? I mean, that is just classic Dana, as you know very well, Ant. You helped crafted this. You helped craft this character. Dana will say things passionately and definitively, and people will run with it, and they'll debate it, and they'll do all kinds of stuff with it. And that's exactly what he wants. And so if he does say slap fighting will be bigger than the UFC, okay, and then what? What are the ramifications? There's no accountability. You can say whatever the hell you want. People will clip it off and run with it. He has mastered the art of promotion and just saying somewhat, it's not always outlandish things, but like somewhat outlandish things, and say like, oh, it's going to be bigger. And everyone's like, could you believe he said this? Could you believe Dana White said this? It's up to you to pay attention or put any stock into it. I don't. Do I think he's built something with slap fighting? Yes. Is it a profitable business? We don't know. Is it a thing that is gaining some type of attention based on the clips they put out? Yes. Is it more than Real Madrid and this sport and that sport? No. Can it be bigger than those sports? I don't believe. Will it be bigger than those sports? I don't think so. Will it be bigger than the UFC? I don't think so. I just don't. But I think they did find some kind of success with the Page signing, if you will. Getting recognizable, notable athletes, influencers, fighters, etc., to do it, I think will draw even more attention to it. The crazy Hawaiians and the other dudes, those people will not be stars, in my opinion. Is there someone that's going to come up and have a crazy look and do something? Yeah, sure. But like the crop of people they have here, no, I don't see it. I personally don't see it. Maybe I'll be proven wrong. But recognizable names doing it, I think will move the goalposts a little bit. It's whatever. The whole thing is I don't get fired up about it like some other people. I think it's all a bit silly. I think it's kind of weird that Nevada is okay with it when they talk to us about brain trauma, and I think it's weird that California is okay with it. But it's coming from Zuffa and it's coming from the UFC, and they're in business with them and they stand to make a lot of money with them. And so when they are behind it, I can assure you, if some other promoter was doing this, this would not be happening in Nevada and California. And a lot of people watch weirder things than that. So it's not like I actively ignore it or hate on it or want it to fail. It's just, I've said this about BKFC, by the way. You can find the clips where I was like, this is a little bit too intense for me. It's a little bit too gruesome for me. And over time, you come to either feel the same way or not. BKFC, I've warmed up to. Maybe I'll change my stance on this stuff. And not everything that I like is what people like, and vice versa. I'm a big pro wrestling fan. People don't like pro wrestling. That's cool. Do your thing. Different strokes, different folks. Oh, this is an interesting one. Hi, Ariel. Thanks for fulfilling my cameo request this weekend. I survived witnessing Jiří's KO, but can't say that I emerged unscathed mentally. So this woman, Kim, sent me a cameo Saturday morning saying, I'm so nervous about the Jiří fight. Can you either celebrate with me or console me after the result? I've never received a request like this before. And so I waited for the result and then I sent her a message. Anyway, I'm curious to see what she has to say. Bear with me. I'm a bit of a noobish pandemic era fan, so I don't have a wide breadth of UFC history knowledge. What examples can you provide of fighters who had brutal KO losses and it wound up being a turning point that propelled them to higher levels of success? I'm trying to find the bright side and chase my depression away after Jiří's loss. Well, in my opinion, one of the greatest fighters of all time is Georges St. Pierre, and he's certainly the greatest ever if steroids aren't allowed, and he was TKO'd by Matt Serra. Was it as bad as the Jiří TKO/KOs? No, but that is an example. Let's see. Who else was able to? And Rick, feel free to weigh in. Rashad got KO'd. I'm trying to think of people who got KO'd and then eventually turned it around. I'm sure there's going to be one or two. Heavyweight, light heavyweight. Was Jones there for so long? Shogun. Middleweight. Anderson. Weidman. I mean, people got close. Welterweight. Usman did get knocked out. Yeah. Did Woodley? No. Lightweight. There's not a lot. But I feel, let's see. List. There's got to be someone. Or maybe not. Maybe GSP is the best example. And what an example that would be. I mean, people have lost, right? Pennington got beat up by Amanda Nunes. Eventually won the belt. Grasso has lost. Zhang Wei Li lost. Islam Makhachev got knocked out. There's one. There you go. Alex Pereira. There you go. The guy who did it to him. Alex Pereira got knocked out by Izzy, came back and became 205-pound champion. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Oh, Matt Mo wrote Islam. Shannon. Hi, Ariel. Writing to you from Nova Scotia. Big fan of your show. I never miss it. I have a question about the Olympics this summer. Any athletes in particular you're looking forward to interviewing or any events you're most looking forward to seeing? Your fellow Canadian, Shannon Quinn. Thank you, Shannon. The great Summer McIntosh, legendary Canadian swimmer. Obviously, I'm very excited about the men's basketball team, the women's basketball team. Swimming's a big one. Track and field is a big one. Andre DeGrasse, I've never met before. He's a great sprinter. So yeah, looking forward to it. And I know some people have been asking me about what's going to happen to the program when I will be in Paris. Here's what I could tell you. On July 22nd, so the Monday after the Jake Paul fight, I will be in studio. I'm going to Paris on July 23rd. That's a Tuesday. On July 24th, a Wednesday, you will be getting a GC and Rick show. And that will be the last stop for us before UFC 304. On July 29th, you will be getting a version of this show, most likely an audio-only version, because I will be over there, and I just don't know what the schedule is going to be. But we will have a reaction show to 304, so have no fear. It might be a different-ish kind of show, but you will have something from us. On July 31st, you will be getting a GC and Rick show. On August 5th, you will be getting another similar version to that post 304 show, a post Abu Dhabi / Madrimov Crawford weekend. It's a big one. Abu Dhabi card August 3rd. And August 7th, you'll get another GC and Rick show. So you'll still be getting a Monday, Wednesday offering. It'll just be a little bit different.
I'm happy to
Nailed it, Frank.
Wow, the world that has opened up to Frank with these drops is
No problem, mate, yeah?
We're never going to hear his voice again on the show.
Do you have the one?
I'm coming!
Do you have the one where Connor says no? Do you have that one or no?
You know what? After reviewing that, without seeing his face,
It doesn't
a lot
work.
of it's lost.
What about the one where he walks in and he's like, what's going on here? You know that one?
I haven't gotten that one yet.
No? All right.
Wait, what's the one where he walks in and says,
He's
"What's
talking
going on
about-
here?"
What is
From
it?
Roadhouse?
Yeah, yeah.
Roadhouse,
Oh, okay,
yeah.
from Roadhouse. Okay.
GC, what does he say? What does he say?
Where is everybody?
Yeah, yeah.
So sorry to disappoint.
Yeah, thanks for nothing, Frank.
Benny J. Yo, Ariel, greetings and salutations from the land down under. I come from a land down under. Long time, first time. With the chemistry between you and the crew at an all-time high, I just wondered if you could pull back the curtain a little further as to what the future might hold for the team at large. With Helwani set to become the hottest free agent in the game. Wow. Me and Paul Hughes? Wow. There's no chance you break up the band, right? Thanks, crew. Much love. I will tell you this. I will never do this show solo. I will never do this show without the crew. I will never do this show. I never want to go back to that. And so, no, there is no chance to answer your question. That is a very astute observation on your part. I do feel like the chemistry is at an all-time high, and there are no plans to break up the band. Okay, just a couple more here. Adrian, before I ask my question, I've heard you talk about Patrick Ewing. I'm assuming you're a fan of his. I have a jersey that was given to me by Patrick Ewing, and I wanted to gift it to you. Wow, thank you. But you should keep that. That's incredible. Now for my question, do you think that the Diamond should have his last dance against Justin Gaethje since they are 1-1? He could settle the score and walk off into the sunset. You're the man. Thank you to the crew and you for all that you do for MMA fans and fighters. Yeah, I'm down with that. I'm down with that. Howdy y'all from OC. Simple question for you and the crew. Favorite soda, if any? Can I be honest with you? Since I had a kidney stone in the summer of 2002, I stopped drinking soda. So I don't have a favorite one. Now, back in the day, I loved a good cream soda. I enjoyed a Pepsi and a Coke, obviously.
Any seltzer?
I don't like that. It makes me too bloated.
Does it make you do this a lot?
There's something in my throat, clearly. Thank you for calling attention to it.
I think we need that as a drop.
Yeah.
Mountain Dew I liked. Cream soda was probably my favorite. Like the good,
interesting choice.
Like the good root beer float. No, you don't like that? You don't like
I don't like
you don't
cream
like cream
soda
soda,
or
Rick?
root beer.
What?
Cream soda or root
Sarsaparilla?
beer.
Come
love them
on.
both.
IBC?
Nah.
Love them both. Love them both. I'm
Welsh is
with you,
great.
though, Ariel.
Welsh is great.
Wow.
That's the number
I do
one.
not drink much soda, but if I am going to drink one, vanilla Coke is actually my favorite soda.
Is that still around?
You gotta look to find it. I absolutely love it. Vanilla Coke, ice cold vanilla Coke,
I feel
glass
like
with ice.
I feel like vanilla Coke is one of the ones that, like, if you know, you know. Like, if you swear by it, there's like a community that will just be like, yeah, we swear by it, and then everybody else is like, nah, I don't get it. But the people who love it like to the craziest extreme.
It's a combination of nostalgia, just pure deliciousness. I absolutely love it. I haven't had one in years. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. Maybe I'll get crazy. 4th of July, a little vanilla Coke.
You guys
action.
are crazy.
What is
Biggest
it?
continental state gave us Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper is
also
a
a
good one.
great
Show some
soda.
respect to Dr.
That's actually the
Okay,
last soda that I
fair.
drank. Dr. Pepper is fantastic.
Shout out to Adrian.
We just talked about how we
Yanez.
had all this camaraderie, and now I'm like,
No, we're with you. We
Nah,
like
we're with
Dr.
you on the
Pepper
Dr.
here.
Pepper, man.
Welch's grape is still number one. Though.
I will say Dr. Pepper feels a little too medicine-y for me.
Oh, no. Well,
What
that's
the
the whole
fuck is
point. That's
that?
why it's called Dr. Pepper.
That's cool.
How many times have you hit that today, Frank?
That's a good one. Hey,
It's
listen,
not enough.
Not enough.
I take
I
it home,
agree.
and when my wife is asking me questions, I'm like,
What the fuck is that?
So good. Shout out to Big Francis. David Velasquez, is Plinio Cruz the coach of the year right now? I say yes.
Yes.
I say Plinio is, and Alex is the male fight of the year, right?
Yeah.
TJ, Ariel, any update from your excellency, Turkey Al Sheikh? By the way, you guys notice that Dana calls him Sheikh Turkey? Is anyone going to correct him on that? or
Yeah,
are we
I
just
did
gonna-
notice that.
look,
and I was just
they've
like,
held
what is he
hands.
saying?
He can say what he wants.
Fair enough. On having a sit down with Dana
Fingers
White?
intertwined.
No update. Hey, GC, have you noticed MMA memes being put out on the meme of the day on MMA Talk and Full Mount MMA YouTube? I don't know what that means. What does this mean? I actually thought as I was reading this, have you noticed people stealing your memes?
Yeah, I mean, I've noticed people, taking my memes, using them
Does
elsewhere.
it bother
but-
you? DC stole one of your memes.
Listen, man. Yeah, DC stole. I mean, there's a lot of people. Listen, I mean, it happens. Sometimes I'll just be scrolling on the Explore page. I'll be like, oh, that's a meme that I made. I'm in it for the love of the game, man. I'm not in it for the credit. I don't need to pat myself on the back. It's just strictly for the love of the game. It's all good.
New York
He's
Rick.
saying that my memes were featured on something though. Featured on a
Yeah,
YouTube
have you
channel?
noticed MMA memes being put on the meme of the day on MMA Talk? I don't know what's going on. Hey, New York Rick, as someone who works from home, how come you are a, quote, work at home sometimes and other days you aren't? And no offense to the rest of the crew, but which do you enjoy more? Not sure if this has already been answered.
Mondays, I was always coming in because it was feasible and possible. Wednesdays, I was not because there's a level of my wife. We have 3 children and not wanting to leave my wife in the lurch. But because there's nobody to kind of bounce this stuff off in studio with GC in Atlanta, I've talked to the wife. We were able to negotiate, make a little bit of a deal. And I'm coming in Mondays and Wednesdays now. So it's as simple as that. I would love to be here every day, ideally, but it wasn't in the cards until now.
Yeah. Frank, are you a horror movie fan? And what are your thoughts on the Nosferatu trailer?
I haven't seen the Nosferatu trailer, but I am a horror movie fan. I am looking forward to Longlegs that comes out on the 12th.
Okay. MJ.
I actually,
Yeah.
I actually just saw the Nosferatu trailer, and I was with my dad, and there was a massive pop from my dad. I had no idea what was going on, but he was hyped because I think he saw the original one that came out in like 1920.
The one that is a
so,
silent
yeah.
film.
Yes.
Is the new one a silent film? Don't even tell
My
me.
dad had food in his mouth, and he was like squealing like a pig. He was so excited when he saw it. I couldn't believe it. I had no idea what was going on. So shout out to Nosferatu.
You should tell your dad there's a movie that came out in the early 2000s about the actor who plays a Nosferatu being an actual vampire. So it's very meta, but I think he would enjoy it if he's a Nosferatu fan.
Have you watched Shawshank Redemption yet, Frank?
You know what?
Oh, that's a great one. I've seen that
What
one.
Then
the
all
fuck
your
is
movie
that?
recommendations go out the window.
That's a great
I
one.
can't take another movie rec from you.
I just
until you
read my
watch it.
first Stephen King book last week. I'm getting there, all right?
Damn. Okay, just a couple more here. Querido Papi Ariel, you mentioned last week that it's apparently a thing to shit on women's MMA now, and I was so glad to hear someone acknowledge it. Do you think it's a byproduct of the Strickland-inspired, ever darker new MMA fan beast, or just a Twitter cesspool? I'm sick of the disrespect to my WMMA queens and want to understand where this is coming from. I have no idea, but it's just a thing. And if you like them and you like it, you like women's MMA, then good on you, as you should. So don't listen to the haters, is what I say. I forgot to mention Money in the Bank in Toronto this weekend. Shout out to our Money in the Bank briefcase over there. That is in Toronto. And Dominic asked me about Money in the Bank and NXT Heatwave going down this weekend in the 6, in the T-Dot. And he tells me that he's going and he's begging for a preview of Money in the Bank. The build has been great. I'd love to see Chelsea Green win, fellow Canadian. I think that would be great. And I think Drew McIntyre is going to win, even though he's one of the elder statesmen. But I think the Chelsea Green build and the pop would be huge. They're just on fire right now. The three-way is going to be fun. Great to see a pay-per-view back in Canada. Love it. Miss hear you talk about wrestling. I was bullied to stop talking about wrestling. Just kidding. We will talk more about it. Don't worry. Aaron, what is up, Ariel? Why is a panel of people surround like a dais, not a desk? It's a dais. Dais. I'd Google it, but I'm definitely not spelling it correctly. Yeah, you're spelling it dais. I think it's DAIS.
That's correct.
Right?
Absolutely.
Okay, is there a good one to end on here? Oh, Matt Moe and Ant are just going back and forth. Annie made. Yep, that sounds like a good time. This question here about Mark Raimondi and his new NWO book. If we'll ever talk to him, of course, when it comes out, we'll have him on the program for Shizzle. I think it comes out next year. Yes, 2025. And here's a good last one. Okay, two last good ones. Pecan Pie up in this. Who has the higher ceiling in the UFC, Bo Nickal or Payton Talbott? Wow, that's a good one. I guess you'd have to side with Bo just because of the athletic pedigree pre-UFC, but that's a great debate. I said on Saturday, if there's one guy that was sub 5 fights that I could buy stock in, it would be Payton Talbot. Everyone was like, what about Bo? I consider Bo's 2 Contender Series fights UFC fights. Why? Because he was under a UFC contract. They just put him there as like a little bit of a buildup, but those weren't typical Contender Series fights. If you know, you know. And so Payne's my guy, but man, hard to go against Bo, right? Anyone disagree, agree?
Yeah, I mean, 3 national championships wrestling in college. He's looked pretty unbeatable thus far in his career. The ceiling feels like the potential is there to have an unbelievable career.
I agree.
Just foundationally, that base is going to be very effective until he reaches the highest levels. And then if he can add the other parts of it, it really is a recipe for success.
Oh, by the way, New York Rick, Thomas says that you put him on the Wedding Scammer podcast and he wants to repay the favor by telling you about a podcast called Number One Dad. The pod is done by comedian Gary Vitter about his dad, who's a scam artist. He might already be listening to it, but if not, you should give it a shot.
I love it. I'm in. Thank you very much. That was that easy. I'm converted. Let's go.
Max says that he was at the Newark and NYC shows. He loved them. He wants to know when we're watching fights, is there a go-to snack? Personally, he loves toasty Cheez-Its. It's become a ritual.
Shout out to Toasty Cheez-Its, man. Get that extra little.
What is a toasty Cheez-It?
Christmas. Oh man, like the ones that they like leave in the oven for too long, so they're like a little bit burnt. In my opinion, it's an upgrade from the regular ones. I think
this is not you doing it. It's in the box like this. So like it's a little extra.
You've never seen these? What? You guys have never seen these things? I actually think that they made them because so many people requested them. You'd get a couple in a box back in the olden days, and you'd be like, wow, those are just so much better. And I think they got requested so much that they made them. Sort of similar to like Gardetto's has the rye chips only, the special request bags, which are just on a whole nother level. I mean, absolutely. I mean, that might be my favorite snack of all time. The toasted Cheez-Its are next level. You got to go get yourself a box.
Breaking the truth here, I knew about the all rye chips, but I've never bought them. I just like the concept.
Oh my god!
What is a rye chip?
I have to buy them.
Now I have another.
You never
question.
had a Gordetto before?
So go.
I don't think
it's
so.
Chex Mix. Go Chex Mix, and then like the dark brown,
like
Jewish
I've had that.
bakery.
Of course, because I've had Chex Mix. I know that.
And it's just the entire bag is just the brown.
Oh, those
chips.
are pretty good.
It's next
I
level.
like that.
Oh, it's
Okay.
next level. I love them.
Good.
Love them.
Like it.
Okay, so is that what you do? You have a choice?
What's my snack? I don't know.
Do you have
Grapes?
a pick?
Is that lame?
Grapes. Wow. No, I wouldn't
we
call
going
that
green,
lame.
red, purple.
I'm a black grape guy,
Wow.
but I'll take a red. I'll take any grapes.
How do you feel about a
amazing.
Concord?
I don't know. I've
Very
never had
candy grapes.
No, absolutely not.
I like the candy grapes, but it's not worth the extra money for me for that. I'm just as happy with the black grape.
I feel that. I mean, pizza's always a good go-to. You get a couple slices in you while you're watching fights. It's never a bad night.
I'm a big fan of peppermint tea.
That's your snack?
Okay.
Is that before or after your butterscotch hard candy?
So you're sitting there watching MMA, sipping on a peppermint tea?
For sure. I even
Do you
posted
put away your-
I posted a picture of it with our branded cup on Saturday.
I did see that, actually. That was
Yeah.
peppermint
Where
tea
do you
in there,
store
okay.
your bingo markers before you pour yourself some peppermint tea?
You know, when I have fruit in the afternoon, it doesn't sit well with me, so I can't have fruit. It makes me very,
Wow.
if you must know, very gassy.
You can't do it in the afternoon, but if you do it in the morning, it's fine.
I can only have fruit on a very empty stomach. I can only have fruit as the first thing that I eat. People who have fruit after dinner, like they'll just sit there and have like grapes or
Yeah,
mangoes.
that's me.
That's
Snacking fruits.
I would suffer if I did that. I would suffer for days.
That's insane. I
Days.
will house an entire carton of blueberries like a gorilla after dinner,
hate
like
raw
it's my
blueberries.
dessert.
I would suffer for days.
You hate raw blueberries?
I hate them.
We're learning so much about each other.
I
right
will
now.
go fistfuls of blueberries into my
So
mouth.
weird. So bland. Feels like I'm eating a booger. Not that I know what that's
I like a good blueberry.
Bland? I don't feel like blueberries are bland.
Why is it all of a sudden you put a blueberry in a muffin and it's like the most tart, delicious thing in the world, but you eat a raw blueberry and it's like, wow, that's great.
You've
I
had
have something to tell
blueberries.
you. I think you're
Bad
getting
blueberries.
bad produce. You're getting bad
Yeah.
Hey,
produce.
I mean, that
Frank.
may
Yeah,
be true.
absolutely. Is that-
Also, Ariel,
how-
you should check with your doctor this whole I can't eat fruit thing. That's a little alarming.
Yeah.
Nah,
I
my
agree
mom
with
always
that.
told me that the fruit sits on top of the food and it rots and it gives you an upset stomach.
Okay, so
Oh, this feels like a
I
manifestation
don't
of
know if
something
that's
that has
true.
nothing to do
Yeah,
with
Dr.
1,000%
Helwani
true.
has led you wrong.
Listen, if my mom tells me something,
true.
if she tells it to me, I'm taking that to the grave. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Just quickly here on the berries, how do we rank them? Straw, blue, black.
Starts with
do we
rasp.
have a rasp. Rasp is 1.
Then strawberry,
Straw 2.
gooseberries.
Okay, come on. I mean, let's go the big 4: rasp, black, blue, straw.
Blue.
I'm actually going.
Straw.
I'm going blue.
Me too.
Straw, rasp, black.
Same order.
Did you know that blackberries
Ditto.
are actually considered a
straw first
pest?
for me. Like for jam, strawberry the best.
Oh, I love a good
I
strawberry
don't
jam.
like.
I actually.
I don't like tart as much.
Yeah,
I
me
like
too.
tart,
Wow.
but I don't like tart as much. I like sweet.
Is that a true thing, Frank? Blackberries are pests?
Yeah, like they grow
They're-
rampant. In fact, you're in San Francisco. Like they're a huge issue in Northern California.
They're kind of hard to get through. They're kind of hard to chew sometimes. You can only give them like 3 chews, and then you just kind of gotta.
Yeah, they just
swallow 'em
grow
down.
everywhere, take nutrients from other plants. Like they're considered. a
Wow,
pest.
this anti-blackberry agenda by
and
Frank.
blueberry.
I
Like
didn't
blueberry should
expect
even
this.
be on the top 4. Get out of here with that. Top 3.
This blueberry hatred feels grounded in something. We've
He's already
dead.
You need to find a new place to get produce because you've been
Yes.
underserved.
All right,
You've
bring
been
me a
misserved.
blueberry, a prime blueberry, and I'll give you a true assessment. Stick it in a muffin. I bet it's amazing.
I'm about to go house, just fistfuls of blueberries after this.
Last one. Tayshawn, 88888. Ariel, Monday evenings or Monday's opening soliloquy about Alex and his reign of late was spectacular. I'm very curious about your process when delivering these post-pay-per-view speeches. Is that just you off the rip? Do you have a few notes to guide your thoughts? Any and all insight you can provide on this is greatly appreciated. P.S. Care package coming soon. Hope to have GC back in the studio, though. Any update on his return? Hope all is well. You'll have to wait and see. You'll have to wait and see on that one. Regarding the soliloquies, as you call them, sometimes I'll jot down a couple of words. But as you can see, I'm pretty locked in. And that particular one was off the cuff. Like when we've done the deep dives in the past, like about Francis, Leon, the James Krause one, that one, GC helped a lot as far as getting all the assets and putting that all together. And that kind of helped guide the conversation. But there was a Charles Oliveira one. Sometimes, I don't know. You just kind of wing it. I mean, at this point, I don't know if there's anything I feel more confident in talking about. Even basketball or another thing that I love, nothing compares to MMA in terms of the confidence that I feel sitting here and speaking about it, just because of the years and years and years of watching and covering it. So it comes pretty naturally. But I'd be lying if I didn't say I thought about it a little bit beforehand. But there's no script. There's nothing written out. There's no kind of roadmap, if you will. You just kind of, speak from the heart. You get excited. You have passion. And then you tag in the other guys. That's kind of the formula. Appreciate you liking it. Appreciate all the questions. Appreciate all of you so very much. And if you are celebrating the holiday here in the United States, I do hope that you have a wonderful break. And hopefully, as you can hit the music here, Frank, hopefully you are listening to this by a lake, on a beach, at a barbecue. Well, if you're at a barbecue, you probably shouldn't be listening to this, but maybe sipping a favorite drink, rocking on a rocking chair, on a hike, a walk, take some time. And by the way, I did also want to mention, I failed to mention this on Monday's program. Shout out to Ryan Curtis, Chaos Curtis, who we saw on Monday walking out of the hospital with a walker. This man is a huge inspiration and is only getting better. And it was said to us that he refuses to give up, refuses to accept any kind of fate that people were attaching him to based on his injury. Unbelievable what he's doing. Shout out to you, my man. Much love, and keep pushing and keep inspiring. It has been a fun July 3rd on the program. I can't believe it's July. Blows my mind. And the next time I'll see you all, I'll be a 42-year-old man. How about that? That's very exciting. We're all getting older. We're all actually dying in front of your eyes. I don't know if you know this, Frank, but we're actually dying in front of your eyes right now.
Who, me?
Yeah. But today was a great day, and I enjoyed all the conversations very much. Thank you very much to Michelle Watterson. Congrats to her. Thank you very much to Andrei Arlovsky. Congrats to him. Thank you very much to Andre Feely. Congrats to him. And thank you to Nikisa Badarian for coming in as well. Thanks to all of you. Thanks to everyone who sent in questions. Thanks to them. Back on Monday, same time and place. Peace.